There's an $8 bag of powder that kills ants, fleas, bed bugs, and roaches without a drop of poison, and it costs less than one bottle of name-brand bug spray. But buy the wrong bag at the hardware store, and you could be breathing something closer to ground glass into your lungs. Stick with me. I'll show you exactly how this stuff actually kills a bug, and the one word on the label that decides whether it's safe for your kitchen or dangerous to breathe. Here's why this is worth your time. Ants, fleas, roaches, bed bugs. They're one of the most common reasons people call an exterminator or reach for a chemical spray. And most of those sprays are genuinely toxic, meant to be used with the windows open and the kids somewhere else. Read the label on a can of bug spray sometime. Keep away from food surfaces. Ventilate the area. Wash hands after use. That's not paranoia. That's the actual instructions, because the active ingredient is a nerve toxin built to kill insects, and mildly dangerous to everything else too. There's a genuinely different option sitting in the same aisle, usually cheaper, that kills through a completely mechanical process instead of poison. It's called diatomaceous earth, and most people walk right past it because nobody ever explained what it actually is. Here's the part that actually matters, and where people get hurt. Diatomaceous earth is sold in at least 2 genuinely different grades, and only one of them is meant to ever touch your home. Grab the wrong one off a shelf, thinking powder is powder, and you're bringing a real respiratory hazard inside. So today, exactly how this stuff kills a bug without any poison at all, and exactly which bag you're actually allowed to bring inside. Diatomaceous earth isn't a manufactured chemical. It's the fossilized remains of diatoms, microscopic aquatic organisms that lived in lakes, rivers, and oceans millions of years ago, mined today from ancient dried-up lake beds. Farmers and homesteaders have used it for generations, dusting it on stored grain, on livestock, around a barn, long before anyone had a name for the mechanism behind it. It just worked, and it kept working, without bugs ever building resistance to it. That last part is worth sitting with. Chemical pesticides work by poisoning an insect's nervous system, and over enough generations, insects can evolve resistance to that poison, the same way bacteria can resist an antibiotic. Diatomaceous earth doesn't poison anything. It works by pure physics, and physics doesn't evolve a workaround. That mechanical approach is real enough that it's been an EPA-registered pesticide since 1960, with well over 100 registered products on the market today using it as the active ingredient. This isn't a folk remedy riding a health trend. It's recognized, regulated, and in continuous use for over 6 decades. Most homeowners today have never heard of it, or vaguely remember a grandparent mentioning it. They reach straight for a spray can instead, because nobody ever explained what this powder actually is or how simple it is to use correctly. So let's go through exactly how this works, and exactly how to use it without getting hurt. Pesticide safety documentation is specific about the mechanism, and it's genuinely not what most people assume. This powder doesn't poison an insect. It kills by drying it out. Under a microscope, diatomaceous earth is made of countless tiny, sharp-edged particles. When an insect walks through it, those sharp edges scratch through the waxy outer coating on its exoskeleton, the layer that normally holds moisture in. Once that coating is damaged, the insect starts losing water it can't replace. Without that protective layer, the insect dries out and dies, typically within a day or 2. No nerve toxin, nothing absorbed into its body. It's closer to what would happen to you without skin, in a very dry room. That's genuinely the whole mechanism. Physical damage to a waterproof coating, followed by dehydration. It's also exactly why this stuff never expires, and why insects can't evolve resistance to it. You can't evolve armor against being cut and dried out. Compare that to a chemical spray, where the active ingredient has to bind to a specific receptor in the insect's nervous system to work. Change that receptor slightly, through random mutation and enough generations, and the poison stops binding. That's genuinely how pesticide resistance happens in the real world, and it's a real, growing problem for pest control chemicals. There's no equivalent shortcut around a sharp edge and dry air. Pesticide regulators list it as effective against bed bugs, cockroaches, crickets, fleas, ticks, spiders, ants, and a long list of other crawling insects. Not flying insects in the air, since it only works on contact, but nearly anything that walks across it. Now, the part that actually matters for your safety. Diatomaceous earth sold for pest control comes in two genuinely different forms, and they are not interchangeable. Food-grade diatomaceous earth is simply crushed and milled, no extreme heat involved. It's mostly a soft, porous form of silica, and it's considered safe enough that it's used as a food additive and in some health supplements. Pool grade, sometimes called filter grade, goes through a completely different process. It's heated past 1,000 degrees Celsius in a process called calcining, which changes the structure of the silica itself, converting most of it into something called crystalline silica. That distinction is not cosmetic. Food-grade diatomaceous earth contains less than 1% crystalline silica. Pool grade can contain up to 75%. Breathing that in repeatedly is a genuine, documented cause of a lung disease called silicosis, and crystalline silica is classified as a known human carcinogen. If nobody ever explained that difference to you before, that's exactly why this channel exists. Old, simple fixes, with the one detail that actually keeps you safe. Subscribe if you want the next one. So before you use any bag of this stuff in your home, read the label. It needs to say food grade, and ideally it should say it's registered for pest control use, not just sold as a pool filter additive. If a bag doesn't clearly say food grade, don't bring it inside. Application itself is genuinely simple. A light, even dusting along baseboards, in cracks and crevices, around door thresholds, anywhere you've actually seen the pests moving. A thick pile isn't more effective. It's just wasted product bugs will walk around. A small bulb duster, sold cheap alongside the bag itself, puffs it into cracks and gaps far better than trying to sprinkle it by hand. It gets the powder into the exact places bugs actually travel. The one real weakness is moisture. Diatomaceous earth stops working when it's wet, since the sharp structure clumps and loses its cutting edge. Reapply after rain if you're using it outdoors, and keep indoor applications away from damp areas like directly under a sink drip. While you're applying it, wear a simple dust mask and keep the area ventilated, even with the food-grade kind. It's not toxic, but the fine dust is still a mechanical irritant to your nose, eyes, and lungs during application, the same way flour dust or sawdust irritates you if you're standing in a cloud of it. That irritation is about particle size, not poison, and it settles within the hour once you're done. So that's the whole method. Food grade only. Read the label. Dust it lightly where the bugs actually travel, keep it dry, and give it a day or two to work. No poison, no expiration, and bugs that genuinely cannot evolve around it. Let's cover what you're probably wondering. I've got a bag of pool-grade diatomaceous earth already. Can I just use that instead? No, and this is the one to actually remember. Pool grade is processed specifically for water filtration, not for scattering around your home. And the crystalline silica content makes repeated exposure a real respiratory risk. Keep it in the pool shed, not your kitchen. Is it actually safe around pets? Food-grade diatomaceous earth is commonly used in pet care, including some pet supplement products, and it's considered safe once any airborne dust has settled. Still avoid letting a pet inhale a fresh application directly, same as you would. How long does it actually take to work? Most insects die within 1 to 2 days of real contact, since dehydration isn't instant. It's not a spray that drops a bug on contact. Think of it as a trap that works over time, not an instant kill. Can I use it in my vegetable garden? Yes, food-grade diatomaceous earth is commonly used around garden plants for crawling pests, and it's approved for that use. Just reapply after watering or rain, since moisture is what stops it from working. What happens if a kid or pet actually eats some? Food-grade diatomaceous earth is not considered poisonous, and very little of it is absorbed if swallowed. It's not something to encourage, but an accidental taste of the food-grade kind is not a poisoning emergency the way a chemical pesticide would be. Does it actually work on bed bugs? Yes, it's specifically registered for bed bug control, and it's a genuinely popular option because bed bugs can't develop resistance to it the way they increasingly have to some chemical treatments. Dust it lightly along mattress seams, bed frames, and baseboards. How often do I need to reapply it? Indoors, in a dry area, A single application can keep working for weeks or months undisturbed. Outdoors, or anywhere it gets wet or heavily trafficked, plan on reapplying every week or 2. Will it stain or damage my floors and furniture? Food-grade diatomaceous earth is a fine, chalky white powder, and it can leave visible residue on dark surfaces until it's vacuumed up. It doesn't chemically damage most household surfaces, but a light dusting is easier to clean up than a thick one. Does it work on an actual anthill outdoors, not just trails inside? Yes, dusting it directly into the entrance of a mound can work, though outdoor use is genuinely harder to keep dry. A colony that's already deep and established may take repeat applications before you see it thin out. Is this actually cheaper than calling an exterminator? Substantially, for most everyday pest problems. A single service call from a professional exterminator commonly runs into the hundreds of dollars. A bag of food-grade diatomaceous earth and a bulb duster together usually cost less than a fast food order and can cover an entire home. Let's talk about how this fits your specific situation. If you're in an apartment, a small container of food-grade diatomaceous earth and a cheap bulb duster handles baseboards, under appliances, and closet corners without spraying anything into shared air or ventilation. If you've got young kids or crawling babies, this is genuinely one of the safer pest options available, as long as it's the food-grade kind. Keep application to cracks and edges rather than open floor areas they play on. If you've got dogs or cats, apply it while pets are out of the room. Let any dust settle for 30 to 60 minutes, then let them back in. Some pet owners use food-grade diatomaceous earth directly in flea treatment, worked into fur away from the eyes. If you garden, keep a separate container just for outdoor use, and expect to reapply more often out there, since rain and sprinklers wash it away or dilute its effect fast. If you're dealing with an actual bed bug infestation, use this as one part of a real plan, not the whole plan. Heavy infestations usually need washing and heat-treating fabric too. This is a strong tool, not a guaranteed instant fix for a bad infestation. If you keep chickens or other livestock, food-grade diatomaceous earth is commonly dusted in coop bedding for mite control, the same old use farmers have relied on for generations, still genuinely effective today. If you're trying to cut down what you spend on pest control specifically, one bag of this typically costs less than a single can of name brand spray. It also covers far more ground over a longer stretch of time. If you're checking a relative's home for pest control products, this is worth checking for specifically. If you find an unmarked bag, or one that doesn't say food grade, it's safer to just replace it than guess. If you've got a shed, garage, or storage unit where bugs tend to collect undisturbed, dust lightly along the base of the walls before you close it up for a season. It's one of the lowest effort preventive habits on this list. In a dorm room or a first apartment, buying a whole toolkit of cleaning and pest products isn't realistic yet. This is one of the cheapest, most multi-purpose items you could own for the amount of ground it actually covers. So here's what actually matters, if you remember nothing else. This powder kills bugs by physically damaging their waterproof coating and drying them out, not by poisoning them, which is exactly why bugs can't evolve resistance to it the way they can to chemical sprays. And the label matters more than almost anything else about it. Food grade only, ever, inside your home. Pool grade stays in the pool shed, because the crystalline silica in it is a genuine, documented respiratory hazard. Before you buy a bag, check the label for the words food grade. Before you use it, keep application light, along edges and cracks. And keep it dry, since moisture is the only thing that actually stops it from working. That's the old way. Still works. It just needs the one word on the label nobody ever pointed out to you. If you want more of these, the plain truth about the stuff already in your house, subscribe. And if this saved you from grabbing the wrong bag off a shelf, a like helps it reach the next person who needs to hear it too. Tell me in the comments. Did you know there were 2 different grades of this stuff before today? I have a feeling most of you didn't.